Hello students, welcome you all. In this session, we are discussing about the main topics regarding in the pumps and actuator chapters. It is called theoretical torque, theoretical power and theoretical discharge. And later we are discussing about the performance of the hydraulic motor with the help of the three efficiencies like volumetric efficiency, mechanical efficiency and overall efficiency. Okay, so very first important thing it is called, first we need to analyze what is meant by the theoretical torque, power and the discharge. We all know that in case of the hydraulic motor, the actual torque is always less than the theoretical torque because of the frictional losses. Hence, the theoretical torque it is usually denoted in case of the hydraulic motor, it is called capital T suffix TH. Okay, then what is meant by the theoretical torque? So, theoretical torque it is given by the formula volumetric displacement or theoretical discharge in terms of meter cube per revolution into pressure of the oil acting on the motor. So that is in terms of Newton per meter square. So theoretical discharge or theoretical torque, okay, so theoretical torque is equal to Vd into P, so that will be in terms of Newton meter per revolution. Okay, suppose if you want to take the theoretical torque only in terms of Newton meter, then theoretical torque should be equal to Vd into P divided by 2 pi. So then the theoretical torque is equal to in terms of Newton meter. So next, second one, what is meant by the theoretical power? So once we got to know the theoretical torque, then we easily calculate the theoretical power. So theoretical power, so we know the simple formula, what is power is equal to 2 pi Nt by 60. But here the T it is called torque developed by the motor and that will be equal to Th. Okay, then substitute 2 pi Nt here Vd, that means volumetric displacement into P divided by 60. So this is in terms of watts. So if the power obtained in terms of kilowatts, that will be equal to so this is in terms of kilowatt. This is called as the theoretical power. Okay, so next we are moving on to the theoretical discharge. What is meant by the discharge? The theoretical discharge it is usually calculated with the help of the formula like Qth is equal to volumetric displacement into speed of the motor. So here volumetric displacement it is usually measured in terms of meter cube per revolution and speed in terms of revolution per second. So here revolution get cancelled, then theoretical discharge is equal to Vd into N, that will be equal to meter cube per second. So this is called as the theoretical discharge. Okay, so these are the three formulas what we are going to use in case of the numericals in solving of the hydraulic motors. So first one it is called theoretical torque. Actual torque it is always less than the theoretical torque because of the frictional losses. Then theoretical torque is equal to volumetric displacement or theoretical discharge into pressure. So pressure of the oil entering the motor. Then theoretical torque is equal to Vd into P by 2 pi in Newton meter. So then theoretical power is equal to 2 pi Nt by 60 here. Substitute theoretical torque in terms of the torque, then 2 pi n Vd into P divided by 60 into divided by 1000 in terms of kilowatts. Then theoretical discharge is equal to volumetric displacement into speed of the motor. Then this will give the theoretical discharge. Next one it is called performance of the hydraulic motor. Here the performance of the mechanical system it is mainly depends upon the precision manufacturing of its element as well as the maintenance of the close tolerance of design as well as its operating limits. So this will be the main parameters what we are going to observe during the checking the performance of the mechanical system. And in case of the hydraulic motor, the performance of the hydraulic motor can also be measured with the help of these three efficiencies. So first one it is called volumetric efficiency, second one it is called mechanical efficiency, and third one it is called overall efficiency. First one, what is meant by the volumetric efficiency? So the volumetric efficiency of the hydraulic motor, it is mainly depends upon the ratio of theoretical discharge by actual discharge into 100. So it is exactly reverse in case of the hydraulic pump. So why? In case of the hydraulic motor, first we need to consider the theoretical displacement and later will be the actual displacement. Very simple. So in case of the volumetric efficiency of the hydraulic motor, here we need to take the ratio of theoretical displacement to the actual displacement, because the actual displacement required to rotate the motor, it is very high, because here the theoretical displacement is going to lose because of the friction or frictional losses or because of the due to the leakage. So the volumetric efficiency of the hydraulic motor, it is defined as the ratio of theoretical displacement to the actual displacement into 100. So this is regarding to the volumetric efficiency. Next one, mechanical efficiency. So the mechanical efficiency of the hydraulic motor, it is defined as the ratio of actual torque divided by theoretical torque developed by the motor into 100. Okay, the mechanical efficiency of the hydraulic motor, it is defined as the ratio of actual torque developed by the motor to the theoretical torque. So here the theoretical torque, we know the formula, that will be equal to how much? So Vd, that is volumetric displacement, into pressure of the oil entering the motor. And what about the actual torque? So actual torque we can calculate with the formula P is equal to 2 pi nt by 60. Here actual torque when we require, that will be equal to P into 60 divided by 2 pi n. So this is regarding to the mechanical efficiency of the hydraulic motor. Last one, the overall efficiency. The overall efficiency of the hydraulic motor, it is very simple. It is the product of volumetric efficiency and mechanical efficiency. So this is regarding to the, for checking the performance of the hydraulic motor with the help of the three efficiency. First one, it is called volumetric efficiency. The volumetric efficiency, it is defined as the ratio of theoretical displacement to the actual displacement. Here actual displacement required to rotate the motor is high because due to the leakage problem. So the mechanical efficiency is defined as the ratio of actual torque developed by the motor to the theoretical torque. Then the overall efficiency, it is nothing but it is the product of mechanical efficiency and volumetric efficiency. So these are the formulas and the theoretical torque and theoretical power and theoretical discharge we are going to use for solving the problems in case of the hydraulic motors. So next we are moving on to the numericals on hydraulic motor. So the next topic in the numericals and the very first problem in case of the hydraulic motor, it is as follows. Here hydraulic motor has a volumetric displacement of 123 centimeter cube. So first we need to convert it to the meter cube per revolution. Then if it receives 0.0009 meter cube per second of discharge of oil at 50 bar, find speed of the motor, theoretical torque and theoretical power. Okay, so first write the data, that is here the volumetric displacement Vd, that will be equal to 123 centimeter cube, and that will be equal to 123 into 10 to the power of -6 meter cube per revolution. Then if it is receives 0.0009 meter cube per second of discharge at pressure of 50 bar. Okay, first they are asking about to calculate the speed of the motor. So for the very first one, for the speed of the motor, we know that theoretical discharge QTH is equal to Vd into N. So if you want to calculate the N, then QTH divided by Vd. Okay, so what is the value of QTH? That will be equal to 0.0009, and Vd, that will be is equal to 123 into 10 to the power of minus 6. After solving this, we are getting 0.0009 divided by 123 into 10 to the power of minus 6. We are getting 7.3 into 17. 7.317. So this will be in terms of revolution per second. So in order to convert it into the revolution per minute, then multiply with 60, then it will become 7.317 into 60, then this will become 439 RPM. So speed of the motor, it is nothing but 439 RPM. Then second one, it is called theoretical torque. So theoretical torque will be formula is equal to volumetric displacement into pressure. So what is the volumetric displacement? 123 into 10 to the power of minus 6 into 50 bar, that will be is equal to 50 into 10 to the power of 5, and that will be is equal to 123 into 10 to the power of minus 6 into 50 into 10 to the power of 5, and that will be is equal to 615. Okay, so first solve the units also, that will be is equal to meter cube per revolution into Newton per meter square. So that will be is equal to Newton meter per revolution. So in order to get only in terms of Newton meter, divided by with the help of the 2 pi, so then we will get 98 Newton meter. And last one, they are asking about power. So power is equal to 2 pi NTH by 60 into 1000. So 2 into pi into what is the speed? So speed is 439 RPM into 98 divided by 60 into 1000. So after solving this, that is 2 pi into 439 into 98 divided by 60 into 1000, that will be equal to 4.5 kilowatts. So this is the first numerical. So in this, first we need calculated the speed of the motor with the help of the theoretical discharge, Vd, volumetric displacement into speed of the motor. So speed of the motor we are get it is 7.317 revolution per second, and we convert it into the revolution per minute with the multiplication of 60, then it will become 439 RPM. Then theoretical torque. So theoretical torque we can calculate it with the help of the volumetric displacement into pressure of oil acting on the motor, then that will be equal to 98 Newton meter. Then power obtained, it is 4.5 kilowatt. So next, second numerical. So here hydraulic motor has a volumetric displacement. Okay, so Vd they have given, that is 123 centimeter cube, or it will be is equal to 123 into 10 to the power of minus 6 meter cube per revolution, and operating at the pressure 60 bar, and the speed it is 1800 RPM. Then actual flow rate, they have given the actual flow rate, and that will be is equal to 0.004 meter cube per second. Then actual torque also they have given, that is 100 Newton meter. So first they are asking about the volumetric efficiency. So the volumetric efficiency formula, it is nothing but theoretical displacement by actual displacement into 100. Call it as equation number 1. Here they have given the actual discharge, but we need to calculate the theoretical discharge. So theoretical discharge formula, that will be is equal to Vd into N. So what is the volumetric displacement? So volumetric displacement, it is 123 into 10 to the power of minus 6. And speed they have given in terms of revolution per minute, but we need to convert the revolution per minute into revolution per second, hence divided by 60. So then theoretical discharge is equal to 123 into 10 to the power of minus 6 into 1800 divided by 60, that will be is equal to 3.69 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meter cube per second. Substitute this value in equation number 1, then volumetric efficiency will be is equal to 3.69 into 10 to the power of minus 3 divided by 0.0004 into 100. So that will be is equal to 92.25%. So next, second, we need to calculate the mechanical efficiency. So mechanical efficiency formula, it is nothing but actual torque by theoretical torque into 100. Here they have given the actual torque, that is exactly 100, but we need to calculate the what is the theoretical torque. So theoretical torque formula, it is Vd into pressure divided by 2 pi. So what is Vd? That is 123 into 10 to the power of minus 6. Pressure, it is 60 bar, 60 into 10 to the power of 5 divided by 2 pi. So after the simplification, that is 123 into 10 to the power of minus 6 into 60 into 10 to the power of 5 divided by 2 pi, that is 117.45. Substitute the values, that is 100 divided by 117.45 into 100, then mechanical efficiency will be is equal to 85.13%. Last one, overall efficiency. Overall efficiency, it is nothing but it's the product of volumetric efficiency and mechanical efficiency. That is 92.25 into 85.13 divided by 100. 85.13 into 92.25 divided by 100, it gives 78.53%. So this is the overall efficiency. Okay. So in the hydraulic motor, in the second problem, we have checked the performance of the hydraulic motor with the 3 efficiency. So first one, for the volumetric efficiency, we have calculated it is 92.25%, and the mechanical efficiency we have calculated 85.13%, and the overall efficiency of the hydraulic motor, it is 78.53. So the last numerical regarding to the hydraulic motor, it is called, so problems on rotary actuators. So observe here, so in case a single vane rotary actuator has the following data. Here we need to find torque capacity of the actuators as well as the force acting on the vane. So here they have given the rotary actuators. So in case of the rotary actuators, so this is called the rotor and this is the camring. So inside which, so vanes are going to reciprocate. Okay. So vanes are going to reciprocate, and they have given the various data that is called outside radius of the rotor. So outside radius of the rotor, that will be is equal to 12 meter, that will be is equal to 0.012 meter, and similarly for the outside radius of the vane. So here the radius of the vane they have given, that will be is equal to 38 millimeter, that is 0.038 meters. Then width of the vane, it is 25 millimeter, and that will be is equal to 0.025 meters, and hydraulic pressure, it is called as the 70 bar. So in this, first we need to calculate the force acting on the vane. So okay, so it is a formula for force acting on the vane. So force acting on the vane, that will be is equal to area of the vane into pressure. So pressure they have given, that is called 70 bar, but what about the area? So call it as equation number 1. So area of the vane is equal to pi into RV square minus RR square into width of the vane. Okay, substitute. First we need to calculate the area of the vane. So here the area of the vane, what we get, that will be is equal to, after the simplification, 1.02 into 10 to the power of minus 4 meter square. Now substitute area of the vane in equation number 1, and that will be is equal to force acting on the vane is equal to 1.08 into 10 to the power of minus 4 into pressure, it is 70 bar. Solve. 1.02 into 10 to the power of minus 4 into 70 into 10 to the power of 5, that will be is equal to 714 Newton. So next I need to calculate torque capacity of the actuator. So we know that torque capacity of the actuator is equal to force into radius. So what is force? It is 714. Here radius we need to add, that is radius of the rotor and the radius of the vane. So radius of the rotor, how much it is? 0.012 plus 0.038 divided by 2. Okay, so because here radius of the vane, it is attached to the cam ring also, assume that here radius of the vane, it is doubles the radius of the rotor. Okay, so that will be is equal to 0.012 plus 0.019 and into 714 we get, that will be is equal to 22.13 Newton meter. So this is the torque capacity of the actuators as well as the force acting on the vane, that is 714 Newton as well as the 22.13 Newton meter. So next we are moving on to the last topic of the today's session. It is called different types of cylinder and their symbol. So we all know that, so during the various mounting of the cylinder and the various types of the cylinder, we are observed single acting cylinder as well as the double acting cylinder. So in case of the single acting cylinder, we have studied about the extension as well as the retraction stroke. So for in case of the single acting cylinder, this symbol indicates here the retraction by means of the gravity. Okay, here the retraction, it happens by means of the gravity, and the second symbol indicates here the spring, it is located at the piston rod end, therefore here retraction happens with the help of the spring. Then third one, it is called telescopic cylinder. So we have studied what is meant by the telescopic cylinder in various cylinder mountings. So this indicates the telescopic cylinder retraction happens with the help of the gravity. Then we are moving on to the second type, it is called double acting cylinder. So in case of the double acting cylinder, so here the piston rod at one end. Okay, this symbol indicates piston rod at one end, and the second symbol indicates piston rod at both the ends. Okay, that is the main difference between this symbol as well as this symbol. Here piston rod at both the end, here piston rod at only one end. Next, this symbol indicates here, observe here, cushion is fixed at the piston end. Okay, so here cushion is placed at the piston end, and in the second symbol here cushion is placed at both the piston end as well as the piston rod end. And the last one, here adjustable cushion is provided at the piston end. If the cushion is also provided at this piston rod end, then the adjustable cushion provided at the both piston end as well as the piston rod end. Then this is called pressure intensifier. The pressure intensifier mainly used to increase the pressure of the hydraulic system. Then this is called as the hydraulic motor and their symbol. This indicates fixed displacement. Fixed displacement and unidirectional motor. Okay, this indicates unidirection motor with fixed displacement because there is only one direction. Observe here, this one it is called bidirectional motor. This is called bidirection motor. Again, this symbol indicates it is the fixed displacement. So again this is called as the bidirectional motor with the variable displacement. This indicates the variable displacement. Then this is called unidirectional motor, variable displacement, and other side having the pump. So this symbol indicates unidirectional motor, variable displacement, and other side having pump. And last one, it is called limited rotation motor. So these are the various symbols regarding to the types of hydraulic motor and their symbol.